This is the section A video for CGPG assignment 3. I'll be talking about the shaders I have for the CGPG, for the section A. These are like 5 shaders. The camel pattern shader, heat distortion shader, the glass shader, and carbon fiber shader, and the water shader. Yeah. So firstly, we have the camel pattern shader. So my thought process behind was I want to make like a camel pattern with 3 different colors, and using reference from like military colors, I thought of like using the brown, green, and black standard camel pattern. So I basically use noise nodes to make this possible, and rounding them using the round node. For the two colored camel pattern, I basically multiplied like the 0 value and the 1 minus value to add them together to make this two color pattern, and overlaid black uh another black camo pattern on top of the two color pattern to make this camo pattern. So in the scene we can see that you can change the camo pattern by like moving the black offset like this. Yeah, you can even change the color of the first two camo patterns behind the black camo pattern. So secondly, we have the heat distortion effect. You can see that it like distorts the area behind, like the areas behind it, like this mesh, this circle, this sphere mesh over here. It like replicates the exhaust of heat of a helicopter rotor engine. So using like simple time and tiling, I made the simple noise move to basically use as the distortion effect for this. And then to make it smoothen out into the background, I used the Fresnel effect node, and uh basically 1 minus it to make it smoother around the edges. And you can change this value in the materials over here. You can decide how much you want it to stand out, like from 0.1 to like 7 over here. You can see like there's like a hard edge over here. Yeah, I can change the rest of the settings in the inspector. So for moving on to the next glass shader. Basically I wanted to make a glass that can be bumpy, reflect light, and refract light. So using the normal from height nodes, I managed to make it refract light, refract, like basically distort the light, distort the material like behind the glass, as you can see in the scene here. Uh, Basically refracts the material behind it, as you can see here. There's like a slight gap in between here. Yeah, and basically you can refract like the environment surrounding you, but this is like a base like skybox, like nothing else. It just refracts a white color. And yeah, that's basically it. You can also make the glass like more bumpy using the noise scale. Yeah, I'll reflect it. I'll revert it cause it's like not really that nice. For the fourth shader is the camo pattern shader. Carbon fiber shader, not camo pattern. Carbon fiber. So this is basically using Shader Lab. I use the procedural generation code that basically makes a 2x2 weave pattern using a code. So seeing the script over here, you see that I use like a lot of equations and stuff to make it look nice, and make the pattern appear lah. So this is like very hard to explain. So look in the project report. And you can change the settings in the materials over here. Yeah. So for the last and final one with the water shader, this is like this is like a carbon copy of the LMS water shader, except for one thing that I added. So I added the Voronoi noise shader to like animate the ripples in the water. So I use the tiling and offset node to basically move the Voronoi shader so that yeah it moves. And I smooth step the Voronoi noise to make it like more sharp so that it doesn't like leak out into like the holes, and it makes it look more like more liney. It makes it look nicer, I guess. Yeah. So that's basically it for the water shader. You can change like how fast you want it to be, how high you want the waves to be. That's basically the same thing for every single shader I have. You can change it in the inspector. And then there's like a prefab of the newly built helicopter. Yeah, basically it works. So yeah, that's it.